Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is another paid request, this time for Edward. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for South Park Season 8, Episodes 3 and 5. Now, Episode 3 is the one with the Mel Gibson stuff in it, meaning I do like when the show still reminds us that they are just little kids. So, like, they're playing Star Trek in this minivan, Cartman's mom's minivan, and they're playing. And as they're doing it, Cartman and Kyle get into an argument. Cartman says, "You should go see Passion of the Christ." Kyle does. I do like the animation transitions of him being different positions, the theater being traumatized. And after that, he says that Cartman was right, and he apologizes, and he has very guilt-ridden. And it's pretty much a statement about Mel Gibson's film, Passion of the Christ, and Cartman's praying to a poster of Braveheart with Mel Gibson. Stan and Kenny see the film, they hate it, so they go to Mel Gibson's place to get their money back. As they put it, we go to movies to be entertained, and we weren't entertained. I'm like, well, you say that for a lot of movies. And so Kyle's having nightmares, very vivid nightmare at one point, showing Jesus being crucified, and for some reason there's like a quick picture of Alan Alda from the MASH TV show for some reason. I don't know why. So you have the Christians who are easily manipulated. You have the Jews that are very offended, and it makes Jews into stereotypes. You have Kyle saying we should be apologizing. You have Stan and Kenny trying to get the money back, and they get to Mel Gibson's place, and it's like a picture of Mel Gibson's face on a body, and he's very crazy. He's almost like a goofy Daffy Duck type of character, running around, shooting at them, going more and more insane and wacko. Even drives a tanker like he was the Road Warrior, has the face paint of Braveheart, chases after him, and at the end is like yelling and screaming at them, smearing poo on the windows. And then Kyle's like, "Wait, I saw his movie?" And the town going, "Hey, we shouldn't rely on violence to inspire faith," and blah, blah, blah. I remember when The Passion of the Christ came out. I remember how much of a huge box office success that film was. And even from the truckloads and busloads, they would take people, including kids, to see the film. Like, that film's more violent than a lot of horror movies. And I was not a fan of the film. I just wasn't. I've never been a fan of the film. I thought, okay, this is like 2 hours of beat the crap out of Jesus, the movie. It's funny they mentioned, well, I don't go to movies to see people get tortured. I'm like, I wonder how they feel about the Saw films. But yeah, I just was never into that film. I never got into that movie. Now, I disagree with the notion of saying that Mel Gibson is a bad filmmaker. I think one of the characters say that. I don't agree with that. I think, Braveheart is a well-made movie. Hacksaw Ridge is a well-made movie. I could deal with those films. I like Hacksaw Ridge and Braveheart. I know people would get pissed at me. I'm not a fan of Apocalypto. I know everybody and their mom loves that film. I'm not a fan of Apocalypto. I don't understand the praise for it. I don't think it was that exciting or that... I don't get it. And again, Passion of the Christ was never for me. So I don't actually mind it being made fun of. And, yeah, I get the idea of thinking Mel Gibson is crazy. I'm trying to remember if this was even before his phone call, the sugar tits, all that stuff, all that era. And I don't remember what year this came out, so I don't know if they just mentioned Mel Gibson's crazy. Well, Carmen loves Mel Gibson, praised him because Carmen actually wants to become another Hitler and get the Christians who are in this show too stupid and easily manipulated to realize that Carmen is trying to be a little Hitler. And with South Park, a lot of times they like to make fun of both sides. So, but in this way, it kind of becomes a bit conflicted, where you make fun of one side for censorship and want them removed from the theater, but at the same time, you're saying this isn't good entertainment. But like, okay, if you don't like it, then I just like no, is we don't believe in censorship. At the same time, we think it sucked. I guess that's their meaning as well. I guess it's not as confused as I make it out to be, because I kind of feel the same way. Because, no, I don't think the film needs to be removed in theaters, but at the same time, I'm not a fan of the movie either. And it's the notion with that line, we should not rely on violence to inspire faith. That's a valid opinion. I think that is a valid opinion. Of course, if you look at the Bible, there's all sorts of violence in that, in every way, shape, or form. Whether people fed to the lions, whether it be the death of a bunch of babies, the firstborn, with the whole story of Moses. There's a lot of violence in there. All sorts of Old Testament, New, whatever you want to, whichever testament you want to look at. There's violence all over. So you technically say a lot of violence inspires faith. It's not just this one thing. There's a lot of stuff in there. But I get what, because it's not the first time they've said this, where it's about the ideas that Jesus teaches, not the actual act. They looked at the teachings of just trying to be a decent person, and that seems to be the common theme with South Park is, just be a decent person. Although with that said, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, there's a lot of times they come off as assholes as well. But I guess it goes with that dichotomy of what's you be can you be brutally honest on someone but also be a decent person? Maybe yeah, that's true. Because I've been very brutal in criticism and stuff. I think I'm a halfway decent person. So maybe I have more in common with the South Park guys than I thought. I mean, I like Mel Gibson. I don't approve of the stuff he's done. I do think he's apologized many times throughout the years. Again, I still don't condone what he did, but again, the guy's apologized many, many, many times. I don't really know what else he can do. And it's just. I'm not Jewish, so I don't know what to say on the opinion on that. If anyone out there is Jewish, I'm sure you'd have a more valid opinion than I do on the whole situation. Of the episode, like I say, it was fun to see the kids acting out Star Trek at the beginning. I thought that was, again, a nice reminder that these are still little kids at the end of the day. Again, the nightmare scene that Kyle has, I thought has some decent animation in it. I remember having some different animation in it too. I'm trying to remember how to. I'm not sure how to describe it, so maybe I'll leave that for people who watch it to find out for yourself. If you absolutely hate Mel Gibson, you'll get a lot more out of this. But yeah, because of his behavior, I can understand taking a piss out of Mel Gibson. I can understand that, especially at this time. I would say the next episode, episode 5, I liked more. That's the one where Butters gets a gift, and it's a robot named the Awesome O4000 robot, as Cartman in this shoddy looking cardboard suit pretend to be a robot to get Butters to tell him secrets, and then he'll make fun of him. But then Butters, oh, you're my new best friend, and oh, I have this kid named Cartman, and if he ever tries to pull a prank on me, I got something on him. And Cartman in the suit's like, what? Yeah, I got a tape where he was dressed up as Britney Spears singing and dancing, and he was making out with a Justin Timberlake cutout. I was like, what? So while Cartman's trying to find this tape but can't find it, he has to keep this ruse up, because if Butters finds him out, Butters will show the tape to the class. I thought this was a really entertaining episode. I thought this was a lot of fun. Like I've said before, I've become a big fan of the character of Butters. I would say right now he's my favorite character in the show. It's funny because the first 2 or so seasons, I would say Cartman is what got the laughs out of me. Like first 2 or 3 seasons, and then that kind of dwindled, and now it's Butters, maybe Jimmy, that they get the most out of me. I think just because of how positively sincere Butters is, and that makes it even funnier. And there's like montage of songs where my robot friend, this is my robot friend, and like a montage of them doing all these things where Cartman as a robot has to do what Butters says, and also it's a nice cathartic moment for Cartman to get his just dues, meaning to get his comeuppance, just all the crap that Cartman put Butters through in the past. This is a nice moment of like Butters making Cartman do all this stuff, and Cartman's suffering throughout the whole episode. And there's a part where he gets so sweating, tired, he pulls it off, and he's in the bathroom. And he has to eat toothpaste. Just Butters won't feed him. Just come on, Mr. Robot. Awesome-o, robots don't need food. So you have Cartman eating toothpaste. And one thing leads to another, and Cartman is forced to go on this trip with Butters. They go see Butters' aunt and such. And so then it delves into, of course, people very stupid in this universe. So Hollywood thinks it's a natural robot. The military thinks it's a natural robot. So Hollywood wants this robot to pitch movies. So Cartman just thinks of Adam Sandler in this, Adam Sandler in that. Oh yeah, that's great, that's great. And it's funny nowadays, I can see, maybe at the time, being a fan of Adam Sandler, I'm like, well, I like Adam Sandler. As the movies went on, and you get to That's My Boy, and Jack and Jill, and even, Pixels, I totally get it. I think that joke is actually better in the long run because of that, where just, Adam Sandler is this. Adam Sandler meets this person, or does this. It really did become that. Adam Sandler and his twin sister. Adam Sandler. I was going to describe the plot that That's My Boy. I don't really feel like it. You look it up. Pretty ugly plot when you think about it for 5 seconds. That's My Boy. Makes you go, really? Really? What? Really? And then the military wants to turn to a weapon, and Cartman doesn't want to let out the ruse because he doesn't want Butters to find out and then show the tape. So it was cool because it's mostly, you have a little bit of Kenny, Stan, and Kyle. There's a moment they come by. But it's very much a Butters Cartman episode. I thought that was the right decision. That worked out well in the end, because I think Butters and Cartman play off each other very well as characters. And I'm glad that the South Park guys realized that Butters was an important character, that they kept him around. I did him for a season. He was the fourth member, pretty much when Kenny was dead. Episodes like this, the episode where Cartman made Butters think that the world was ending, those have become some of the better episodes. And this one, again, was a lot of fun, was entertaining. A lot of times, Cartman's, for that little prick of a character, that did a lot of his comeuppance, and all he can do is say lame, lame. It was, in a weird way, satisfying. And spoiler alert, even at the very end where he thinks he gets away with it, but then he accidentally farts. And realizes, wait, this isn't a robot? And it's Cartman, and Butters is pissed. And in the next shot, he's showing the whole tape to the military guys, and he's showing it to the Kenny and Stan and Kyle and all. So someone calls him a word that rhymes with maggot. I'm not going to say the word. And, Cartman, all he can do is go, lame. It's just very satisfying to see Cartman get such a comeuppance because of all the crap he did. So, that episode I thought was very entertaining, fairly funny, and a nice usage of the Butters character. So that one I quite enjoyed. Probably would say my favorite of season 8 so far. But yeah, season 8, it's been pretty strong. It's a pretty strong season so far. If people ask, well, why don't you review episode 4? He didn't ask for a review episode 4. He told me to skip episode 4, Edward. He told me, hey, episode 3 and 5, so that's cool. But yeah, of the two, I would say episode 5 I liked more. And I'd probably say it's my favorite of the season so far. So, thanks for watching. Take care. Thanks so once again, Edward. I really, truly appreciate it. And we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.